What's going on, guys? So I've talked a little bit about Invincible once before. I actually talked about how the animation took a dip in quality, which it did, let's be honest. But the last episode has got to be pretty good. Now, if you don't want spoilers, however mild they'll be, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, click away. But if you're okay with mild spoilers up to season 3 or up to a little bit further, I'm going to let you know that's what I'm going to talk about a little bit. And I'm going to rehash a few things I've already mentioned and kind of go into a little bit, not detail, but just kind of explain myself a little bit more to make sure everybody understands that I don't hate the show. Now, if you've watched my previous video, I do own the compendiums. They're really great. I recommend them. You need to watch or read them. They're fantastic, and they're definitely not the same story for a little bit of it. Now, obviously, the majority of the plot points are still going to be the same, but they're kind of switching characters out and changing up some of the lore a little bit as far as the continuity. I'll say the continuity. They're changing that. So the time and placement of certain things and events have kind of changed. Not a whole lot, but just enough to kind of make a little bit more sense. But I have to say the animation, which was my biggest, pretty much my only problem, was that it took a dip, which it did. Now, the final fight with Conquest actually was pretty good. I liked it. I'm not going to lie. It was fantastic. It definitely lived up to what I was hoping it would be. And I've seen a lot of people complaining about the fact that it wasn't, Josh Brolin or like a Thanos level character voice. Jeffrey Dean Morgan did just fine. I don't see the problem in it. I don't know why there was so much hate going towards that. I thought he did fine. And also very meta of them to allow Negan to get his comeuppance. Okay, Glenn got his revenge. It's fine. I think it's great. He did great. It's not a big deal. He's really going to have probably 2 episodes throughout the entire series. You cut the character some fucking slack. It doesn't need to have this absolute menace like Josh Brolin's voice being touched up to be that of Thanos. It doesn't need it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Complain about the animation. That's really where all the complaints should go. That's really where the poo is. That's literally it. Now, I've mentioned before that the show made me a fan. So, being a fan, I went and got to the source material, which was the actual, the comics. I'm used to saying anime and manga a lot, so forgive me if I kind of get tongue twisted. But basically, because of that, I have been reading the comics. Now, the comics definitely take some different changes. The show takes different changes from the anime. Jesus, the show diverges a little bit from the actual comic books. Main point being that the end, the little cliffhanger that we get is where that Damien, I think it's his name, Damien, the demon or whatever, is actually coming back. Okay, and then if you read the comics, he does it. The panel that he ends on, that's it. That's all you ever hear about him again, and it's over. His character's gone. Nobody cares, and he's actually going to have a little bit of a comeback, which is actually probably going to take mild spoilers. Probably going to take the part of like Dinosaurus, was it Dinosaurus? If you've read the comics, you know what I'm talking about. The dinosaur guy who's an absolute nutcase. The only thing I'll say that kind of lets you know that the animation took a dip that I think is completely hilarious is that Conquest has 2 eyes. I'm not joking. This right here is an actual screenshot. Roughly 19 minutes in. If you want to watch the final season episode of season 3, go ahead, pop it in. But yeah, he has 2 eyes when he shouldn't, and it's just a little goof I found funny. But still, I wanted to put it in my video just so you could see that they make minor goofs. It's an animator error right there, which I just think is funny. I'm not actually critiquing that to say, oh, the animation took a dip. You see, he's got 2 fucking eyes when he should have 1. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's a blink and you miss it thing. I actually saw the meme and I had to rewatch to see. I'm like, oh fuck, he really does have 2 eyes for no reason. The dude has 1 eye. It's supposed to be his left eye only, right eye with a scar. Which if you didn't know, he got it taken out by I can't remember top of my head, some creatures from a very, very Viltrumite murderous world. They can just kill the shit out of them. But to get back on track, basically, other than some of the animation issues, the show needs to be given a chance, okay? I know I've seen a lot of people just vilify it for the smallest of things, and it's not that big a deal. Okay, the show is still being really well done, written-wise. The story is still doing fantastic. The divergence from the actual comics is fine. It's not like, it's ignoring certain properties and stuff like that, and probably things that didn't make sense continuity-wise to a degree of, like, super overpowered beings, and they're trying to make it a little bit more streamlined. to try to take away from some of the characters. I assume to save on some of the budget too, as far as animating 1,000 billion different characters. The main thing I'm ready to see is actually some Viltrumite on Viltrumite violence. That's what I'm ready to see. If you don't know, in the future, there's going to be some really cool stuff that I want to get into. I want you to watch it. I want you to wait. Be patient. And for the people that are like, you know what, this is what we get. You know, this is what we deserve for trying to push out the show a little bit. Let me go ahead and be a little bit of devil's advocate. Okay, there's plenty of shows that take a year or two, maybe 3, and they don't have as big of a dip of quality as this did. Okay, let's be kind of real here. Great show. Okay, the animation is passable to me. Okay, I also made, you know, I didn't say that, but it's passable to me. I'm fine with it. I don't care about the dip as much. I only talk about it because it is an actual thing. Okay, and I even mentioned it in my last video. The reason why I even mentioned it to begin with is because it can make other people not watch the show. If they take these dips in quality, people that aren't big fans, and I'm at the bottom of the list of being a big fan, okay? I'm not the biggest fan. I don't know every single character. I don't know the entire lore, the entire beginning to end of everything to do with Image Comics, okay? I don't know this stuff, but I'm still a fan of Invincible and his direct line of comics. And being that the show is following as close as it can while redistributing characters, I don't think people understand that if the dip in quality loses the audience, you lose your show. Okay, and I know a lot of people are like, "Well, it wouldn't lose me. I mean, it's fine. I'm okay with it." I'm one of those people. It's fine. I'm okay with it, but not everybody's going to be. And I'm hoping it doesn't keep having a trend. It doesn't keep going down this path, because if it does, I'm reiterating the same shit I said in my last video. It will cause it to lose the audience, and when it loses the audience, we don't get what we want. And this is such a fantastic show, such a great new age, non-DC, non-Marvel shit we're used to. We finally get something original, and I'm fine with it. I like it, and I would like to be able to finish this series as a whole. But, you know, I don't normally try to ask for interactions. If there's something you've seen probably in the show that you thought took a dip in quality, by all means, tell me what it is. If you can find the timestamp, I would like to watch it and see it and laugh at it. If there's characters you wish would have made it that didn't make it in the season so far, go ahead and say something about it. I want to see what you guys think about that, because the show definitely is missing a lot of characters. A lot of characters I've seen, a lot of people complain about. Okay, but you got to also look at the fact that every single character design from these comics, I think it's Image Comics. I might have it wrong, but basically every person that designed these characters gets to keep their rights. It's not like Marvel owns the rights to Jack Kirby's shit. Okay. If Jack Kirby designed in this universe, he keeps that character, which is really cool. It lets the artists keep what they deserve. They designed it, they made it, it's theirs. But I think I've ranted long enough, guys. That's about all I got to say. Y'all have a good one.